Super Bowl halftime show fallout drama.
Yeah.
Like last week we brought it up, but we didn't really get into the discussion because we didn't have the facts yet.
Yeah.
But Nicki's talking about it. Birdman's talking about it. Memphis Bleek's talking about it.
Yeah.
I seen Juvenile talking about it, and I even seen Wayne talking about it.
Yeah, so there's a lot to unpack here. So for those that don't know, long and short of it, last week, Kendrick Lamar was named the Super Bowl halftime performance.
Hold on. Let's stop there.
Yeah.
Is that not amazing for hip-hop?
Absolutely amazing for hip-hop. Absolutely amazing for hip-hop.
Incredible.
Yeah.
We went from having no hip-hop guests to Dre,
The last 3 years?
Eminem,
Yeah.
50.
Yeah.
One show, dog.
Yeah. That's crazy.
It's crazy.
That's crazy.
The Weeknd did it a few years ago, too. Big up Toronto again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Big shout-outs.
I heard Drake turned it down, but we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this
maybe we
Kendrick
should
joint.
talk about it a little bit because, we'll get to that too. But yeah, as you were mentioning, so all of hip-hop has been in an uproar because of this. People are picking sides, in regards to what it looks like. It's like YMCMB versus Rock Nation, especially earlier on in the week. So if Drake versus Friends was a Royal Rumble, now we're about to get Survivor Series? Is that what's popping, my guy?
What?
Yeah.
Wrestling reference? I even see Fat Joe speaking on it.
Everybody.
On behalf of Jay-Z, which is crazy.
It's so polarizing, right?
Yeah, it really is a polarizing topic. Like, what do you think about, first, let's talk about Nicki and Birdman.
Yeah. Listen.
Standing up for Wayne.
I rate it. I rate blindly, unapologetically riding for your peoples. I rate it. I understand. Even if you have to look bad on the back end, I think you never do because you just rode out.
Shoot first, bro.
Yeah, you rode out for yours, and I think everybody everybody will respect that at the end of the day.
You gotta respect it.
Yeah,
Nicki
for sure.
was going hard. She was throwing some shots
She
at
snapped.
Jay.
Yeah, she snapped.
Did she have beef with the Beehive? Do
Well,
you know that?
I think Nicki has. Well, she has her own issues
She has the
the
gang.
man
Yeah,
in regards to the way
yeah.
that she feels like the industry's cheated her. So I think this goes and it's been said that she does have a beef with Rock Nation as well.
Yeah, I can see that.
Right. So if you got Jay and Wayne's history, Drake and Jay's history, and if you're hearing this and if it's true, then it's Nicki and Jay's history or Bay's history or whatever. You know what I mean?
Jay's cool with Meek too, like, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I know a lot of people took Meek's side after the split, that's
Yeah.
why she has beef with Ross. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
no.
I could see that all
It's
in the melting pot.
And it's funny because, we were outside when YMCMB kind of just ran hip hop. Who knows how they treated the rest of the industry at that point.
Well,
It does. What we're seeing right now in this year of exposure is that we're just getting a lot more information than I think we've ever gotten in any time of hip hop in regards to just getting the backstories. And
is this not nuts?
it's crazy. It is crazy. Perfect time for Blueprint Radio.
Facts.
You already know. We got you guys locked in. But yeah, a couple other noticeable. Birdman, he was just like, he said on Gladys, dog. Though when you put it on Gladys, they ain't playing. So I could see,
Miss
some.
Gladys?
What? So, Birdman is definitely, he's repping as well. On the counterpart of it, Bleak standing up for Jay.
Number one shooter.
Obviously, and
Number one shooter.
and I'm thinking you have to be the number one shooter.
That's it.
You know why? Because when you get like a bar, what do you say? As long as I'm alive, he's a millionaire, and even if I die, he's in my will somewhere.
That's crazy.
Dog, when you get that bar,
Yeah.
you stand up for everything. You die on every sword.
Well,
you ride
he's
it
running
out.
Duce, bro.
That's what I'm saying. You know
what I'm saying?
So
Like,
I didn't expect that.
I don't know Bleak's business acumen like that. I'm not dissing Bleak.
Yeah.
But for him to run the liquor company, like, he put you in position.
I didn't expect anything else from Memphis
Well,
Bleak.
you would think so.
And
you
you
would
know-
think so.
But I think he also had one of the hardest responses because he posted an old interview of Jay saying, I guess long and short, that people are never mad that he did something to them. He's just mad. They're just mad that he hasn't done something for them. And you know what I mean? It's just funny how it comes online if you take that side of the coin. how it lines up. So I love that response. You know, like, he didn't have to say anything. He let the old interview say it, and I think that's, you know, less words speak volumes. So. You know, it's definitely interesting how hip hop has picked sides quick,
bro. And I sent you some wild memes of Wayne's performances.
Yeah,
it wasn't looking too tough.
Yeah,
but I was glad that Wayne actually got to speak on it. He looked very emotional, and he was happy that the culture was riding for him.
Yeah.
We know he's a legend.
Of course.
We know he should be out there. It's in New Orleans. Kendrick. Put them on.
All things
That's
fair.
Easy.
But all things fair, like if talent ruled and hip hop got the respect, Wayne should have been performed at the Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
That was the thing that Juvenile said. He was
right?
like, "You guys have done it here at least 9 or 10 times. So why has no New Orleans or, you know, Louisiana artists had their opportunity to shine?"
But we know why, right? So it's I like Wayne's response. I felt like it was classy.
Yeah, he did.
I
the right
felt
thing.
like you felt the pain, like that he actually was. He said he was hurt. You know, he was very emotional. He was very open about his feelings.
It just reminds me of all those Pusha T bars where he was just sticking the knife in and turning it. You know, he's always really just saying some little things that would hurt. Like, you know, you're old and you're still performing like, what are you doing?
What did he say?
What are you doing, fam? But
like someone see Wayne on tour. Oh man, yeah. No, it's you know, it's definitely the hottest topic out right now. Okay, let's broaden the topic itself. What side are you on in regards to business, and the business being Jay-Z taking the hottest entity on the planet, at least in the hip hop space, to perform at the Super Bowl, which you're going to get your turnover on, or doing the right thing, having Lil Wayne, a hip hop legend, performing at the Super Bowl in his hometown, where, you know, it's a rare opportunity to have this. So where do you fall?
To me, it's hard to.
It's
like,
tough.
What is the right thing, though? I am at the head of the Super Bowl committee because I put in the work.
Yeah.
I made a decision based off numbers.
Yeah.
Not saying Lil Wayne's not going to do numbers, but right now, Kenny is by far the hottest rapper right now. We know what New Orleans is like. We know what it's like when artists are in their city.
Yeah.
How many mans is Wayne going to bring out to the Super Bowl? I got to control the environment.
Yeah.
I got to look at all aspects and angles of this. I can't bring the hottest rapper out at the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is a cultural, iconic event.
Yeah.
But it's not hip hop culture. It's America's culture.
Yeah. And the
people are not even gonna mess. Like, Wayne is a hardcore artist. Drug talk, burner talk.
Yeah.
Like, at least Mr. Morales, he could chill it out.
Yeah.
It's subliminal. I don't know. I want to say Wayne should perform in some capacity.
Yeah.
Just being a fan of hip hop, being a fan of Cash Money from the late '90s, being a fan of Wayne,
of course.
Him having the incredible mixtape era.
Yeah.
Him doing so much for rap and never dropping the ball.
Yeah.
But I'm Jay-Z the businessman now.
Yeah.
If something happens at the Super Bowl, I'm accountable.
No, I get it. Listen, I hear your point. I'm glad that I don't have to make that decision.
That's a fact.
Right? Because I think it's damned if you do, damned if you don't on any level. You know, like, obviously, you know, to see Lil Wayne there, hip hop is going to be in an uproar, pun intended, when it comes to not seeing one of the legends appreciated, right? Like, especially with like the Drink Champs, like, we're giving artists their flowers while they're here to see them, right? And I think the Super Bowl, you know, kind of culminates in that sense of being able on the biggest stage, all the eyes on you, being able to perform that. Now,
Great.
Kenny, just based off who he is now, Kenny could get this performance in 2 or 3 years 4 years. And Kenny's still going to be hotter than fish grease with a even bigger catalog at that time. So I get that argument that give it to Wayne now. Kenny can do it anywhere. Kenny can get it in LA. Who knows, right?
We don't know that though.
But I'm with you on the business, and I understand when you follow the money, it's the only thing that makes sense. Because the Super Bowl is not only, a football game. It's actually, if you actually know about the sport and the money behind it, it's really a business meeting. Why do you think commercials are a mil plus at the Super Bowl? This is where the biggest execs come through, and a lot of people, if you don't know, that's what like all-star games are for. That's where the execs and all of the sponsors come up and meet and mingle one time a year. People think it's for the fans. This is about business. So when you
whole week of events.
When you know about the business and you understand that if I can get the hottest entity on the planet, and the saddest part about it too,
but his business is right. Kendrick's business is right.
No, well, I get that.
Wayne has controversy that has followed him.
100%.
And I know people are going to look at me like, yo, you're a sucker. Who cares about that? But it's important when you're dealing with business events that I can trust the person that I'm bringing.
It's business. And at the end of the day, people, business doesn't leave anything to chance. And I think when you have an artist like Lil Wayne, now you can speak, I've seen reports of, him, not getting the best kudos from the Grammy committee when he needed to perform there. He said he was terrible to work with. I don't know. That's hearsay. But if you're a big stage like the Grammys, or if you're a big stage like the Super Bowl,
I gotta listen.
I gotta at least make the phone call. or at least pick up the phone if they're gonna be like, yo, if you're thinking about it.
Jay wants to continue to hold this spot.
Of course, why would you not?
And at the end of the day, regardless of who makes the decision, which we found out was Jay, the finger's gonna point at Jay.
Well, again, like I said, I'm glad I don't have to make that decision, but I think when you're in those powerful positions, you don't worry about it. I think you deal with the backlash. I think that's why you have PR teams, to kind of get in and out of these scenarios as unscathed as possible.
And we're not losing.
I think
we are not losing.
So thanks for saying that, because I think that's the thing that's fallen short and that people have missed, that we're still getting. I understand you want Wayne, but we're still getting Kendrick,
a very quality artist that
more than quality,
and he'll be able to listen. The worst thing is when a hip-hop artist goes on these TV shows and promos and doesn't know how to speak and embarrasses the culture.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing you could get. At least we know somebody's going to be able to sit there and represent our culture appropriately.
Yeah, I think
and he comes from the turf. He's a Compton kid.
Yeah, but everyone, and like the thing about Kenny, which is he's one of the few that he's transcended like genres because of how hard he's worked on his craft, and how thought out, how articulate, how intentional he is in what he does, and how consistent he is. He's like in multiple ways, and I'm one of the biggest Wayne fans you'll find. Kenny checks off all the boxes. And I think when you look at it like that, you have to understand and appreciate. And if Wayne says he's going to work as hard as he said he's going to kind of, turn the leaf or get the better, to kind of sweep this under the rug, then, he's going to get a shot at something, if not the Super Bowl, something just as big, right? Or close to, or something else where, Wayne will get his flowers. Because Wayne is LeBron, dog. Like, he's still working at the highest level.
In year 40.
Yeah, and other than like the 1-2 issue with the Carter 5 or maybe him going to Rikers, like he's had no breaks.
No.
Right? So
he's been doing it. And he's progressed. We talked about that in the car. We were talking about how Mano's progressed as a rapper from Lil Wayne's start to where he is now. Rap-wise. Yeah. One of the best progressions in the game.
We'll give Wayne his flowers on Blueprint Radio because, like, Lil Wayne, for what the culture is, like, we can't fall short on. He is probably one of the, I want to say, top 3 individuals to ever be in hip hop. Maybe the 1 to 5, because especially in the 2000s, like, he came out as a teenager, and the song "Bling Bling," like, he's credited like in Oxford Dictionary of creating this term. Yeah. So you have to understand, like, he's been changing and adding to the culture for forever. Like, you look at the way he's dressed. I remember he's one of the first people you saw in Bape, like in Bape clothing. Like when it gets
started to beef with
exactly right. When you get to the way that his culture. Enough mans weren't in locks before Lil Wayne.
They're Lil Wayne babies. That's
you know
true,
what I mean?
True,
like at
true.
the end of the day, but even the music, like auto-tune, Wayne, like even though T-Pain was doing it, he played with it to the point where you dig. So we give Wayne his flowers. Wayne will get his shot. Big shout outs to Kenny at the end of the day because he definitely deserves it.
He deserves
with a
it,
year
man.
like
he
that.
had a crazy year.